I found a receipt in my boyfriend's pocket for a luxury storage unit. This was right after he told me he couldn't afford his share of the rent. I'm 26. My boyfriend Mark is 29. We moved in together 4 months ago. It was supposed to be amazing. But lately, it's been a nightmare. Mark says his freelance graphic design work has dried up. So, I've been paying 90% of the bills. This includes our $2,200 rent. I'm working overtime just to keep the lights on. Then, I found the receipt in his jeans. It was for a $240 a month climate-controlled unit. It was only 3 miles away. He told me he was broke. He even said he sold his gaming PC to buy groceries last week. I was seeing red. I didn't confront him right away. I drove to the facility while he was supposedly at the library looking for work. The gate code, our anniversary. I expected boxes of old comics or tools. I rolled up the metal door, and my stomach dropped. It wasn't storage. It was a bachelor pad. There was a queen mattress on the floor with high thread count sheets. A 50-inch TV hooked up to a PS5, the one he supposedly sold, and a mini fridge. But that's not even the worst part. On the bedside table, there was a half-empty bottle of expensive Rosé and 2 glasses. Mark hates wine. He only drinks craft beer. I walked over to the bed and found a gold hoop earring on the floor. I only wear studs. When I got home and threw the earring on the counter, Mark didn't panic. He got angry. He said the unit is his sanctuary because I'm suffocating him with my constant nagging about money. He claims the wine and earring belong to his friend Dave, who sometimes crashes there when he fights with his wife. He actually said, "You violated my privacy and my safe space. This is exactly why I need that room." He stormed out and is currently staying at the unit. He's texting me saying he won't come back until I apologize for stalking him. I feel like I'm being gaslit, but part of me wonders if I did push him away by stressing over finances too much. Am I the crazy one here? Did I overreact, or is he completely in the wrong? Let me know what you think. I lied to my best friend for years, and now she's threatening to destroy my house. I'm 26. My grandmother left me her house when she passed away 3 years ago. It was fully paid off. It's a gorgeous 3-bedroom historic home. It's in a city where rent is skyrocketing. My college best friend, Jessica, needed a place to stay. She had just gone through a brutal breakup. I let her move in. But here's the thing. I told her we were both renting. I said we had a landlord named Greg. Greg is actually just my uncle. He's acting as a buffer. I charged her $600 a month. A room in this neighborhood goes for $1,400 minimum. I thought I was being a saint. I put her money into a high-yield savings account. It was for house repairs and property taxes. I never spent a dime of it on myself. But over the last 6 months, the dynamic shifted. Jessica started treating the place like a hotel. She moved her boyfriend in without asking. He doesn't pay a dime. She leaves takeout containers to mold in the sink, and she constantly complains about Greg being a slumlord. This is whenever the 50-year-old HVAC makes a noise. Last week, she told me she couldn't pay rent. She booked a trip to Chelum. I snapped. I told her, Greg is threatening to evict us if we don't pay by Friday. I thought it would scare her straight. Instead, she went into my home office. She was looking for our lease. She wanted to check the eviction clauses while I was at work. She didn't find a lease. She found the 2024 property tax assessment. My name was on it in bold letters. When I got home, she was waiting at the kitchen table. She was holding the document like a weapon. She was shaking. She screamed that I was a predatory liar. She said I was profiting off her trauma while I sat on $1 million gold mine. She yelled, "I've paid you over $20,000. That's equity. You owe me that money back." Now she's refusing to leave. She's blasting me on social media as a scammer. She's omitting the fact that her rent was half the market rate. I just served her a real 30-day notice to vacate. She looked me dead in the eye and threatened to pour concrete down the drains before she goes. I feel like I helped her for years, but maybe lying about the ownership makes me the villain here. I don't even know who she is anymore. Did I overreact, or is she completely out of line? Let me know what you think in the comments. My mother-in-law just cost me a $50,000 contract. You won't believe what she did. I'm a 27-year-old woman. I work as a senior UX designer. I work remotely. My husband, who is 29, gave his mom a spare key, for emergencies only. The problem, my mother-in-law is old school. She thinks working from home means I sit around in pajamas, playing Candy Crush. She constantly makes passive-aggressive comments. She says I don't keep a home properly. Yesterday was the tipping point. I was leading a high-stakes pitch to a new client. It was a contract worth roughly $50,000 to my agency. My CEO was on the call. I had my office door shut and locked. I even put a do not disturb sign on the door. 20 minutes in, I hear the front door unlock. I ignored it. I assumed my husband came home early. Suddenly, my office lock clicks open. She used a coin to twist it, and my mother-in-law bursts in. She's holding a laundry basket full of my husband's dirty clothes. But that's not even the worst part. She didn't just walk in. She shouted, loud enough for my microphone to pick up, "Since you're just on the computer playing games, you can finally wash my son's underwear. He's running out of boxers." My CEO went dead silent. The client looked horrified. My face felt like it was on fire. I muted myself immediately and hissed, "Linda, get out, I am in a meeting." Instead of leaving, she dumped the basket on my desk, right in view of the camera. Then she scoffed, "Don't use that tone with me. A good wife doesn't let her husband wear dirty clothes." I snapped. I grabbed her arm. I physically steered her into the hallway and slammed the door in her face. I managed to finish the meeting, but the vibe was ruined. Afterward, I texted my husband that I was changing the locks. His mom is banned from our house indefinitely. Can you guess what he said? He came home furious. He says I assaulted his mother over laundry. He said she was just trying to help. He also said I humiliated her by treating her like an intruder. Now he's sleeping in the guest room until I apologize to her. I feel like my career was just sabotaged, but my husband insists family comes before some Zoom call. Am I the a-hole? Did I overreact, or is my husband completely out of line? Let me know in the comments. I evicted my maid of honor 3 weeks before my wedding, and now everyone's calling me a bridezilla. I'm 27, and I just kicked my maid of honor, Jess, out of my apartment, and my wedding. Half our friend group thinks I'm heartless. I own the condo. Jess, who's also 27, has rented the second bedroom for 3 years. She was helping me plan my wedding to Mark, who is 29. The wedding is in 20 days. Yesterday, I came home early with a migraine. The apartment was empty. The shared iPad was unlocked. I went to open Spotify, but it was open to Jess's email. I saw a subject line that made my blood freeze. Confirmation, proposal timeline and lighting cues. I clicked it. It was a thread between Jess and MY Wedding DJ, plus a separate thread with my photographer. Jess had secretly paid the DJ $300 to cut the music immediately after the bouquet toss, which she demanded I rig so she would catch it, and switch to Marry You by Bruno Mars. But that's not all. She instructed the photographer to ignore the head table for 20 minutes to capture her boyfriend, Dave, getting down on one knee in the center of the dance floor. She literally wrote, "This needs to look like the main event, so dim the lights on the bride if necessary." I didn't wait. I printed the emails and waited for her to get home. When she walked in, I threw the papers on the counter. She didn't even deny it. She rolled her eyes and said, "Mark already had his moment, don't be selfish. Dave and I can't afford a big engagement party, and you have the perfect venue. It's just 15 minutes of your life." I told her she was out of the wedding. She started screaming that she already bought a $280 dress and non-refundable shoes. Then, I told her she had 24 hours to get her stuff out of my condo. She's currently staying at Dave's on an air mattress and has been blasting me on social media, saying I made her homeless over a celebration of love. Our mutual friends are split. Some say I was right to fire her as maid of honor, but evicting her on such short notice was nuclear and cruel. So, am I the a-hole, or did she deserve it? Let me know what you think.